Good morning. Welcome back to Get Grounded. I'm Carrie Foreman. The day before Thanksgiving, so you guys are probably doing a lot of preparations today. And I wanted to get a story on, and I thought best day to do it right before Thanksgiving. So I've prepared a short little interview, but some short clippets for you guys that you will see after this video. And it kind of brings full circle what we were talking about yesterday, which is we make up stories about ourselves and about others. And who do we make up stories about more than the homeless? They're lazy, they don't want to work, they have a job, they're just out here trying to get more. Oh, they get in a BMW and drive away. They're all on drugs. Sometimes that's true. I know that. Sometimes that's not true. And how do we determine who we give to? I don't know how you determine it. I tend to give to anybody that I see that it's convenient for me to pull up and give to. I know maybe that's not the best way, but that's usually what I do. And I always think they need it more than I do. If they're out here in the freezing cold, regardless of what their story is, they need it more than I do. Now, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to should you. I'm not going to must you. You do what you need to do. But I just wanted you to see that sometimes the stories we make up in our head aren't the case. 80 to 85% of our homeless have a mental illness, are diagnosed. I say 80 to 85% because I've seen that number fluctuate. And yesterday I met Deb and John, and you're about to meet Deb and John. Deb has been homeless for 3.5 years. John has been homeless for 25 plus. They are both perfectly fine with their story being shared, and we compensated them for their time. John is diagnosed with schizophrenia. Deb is diagnosed with bipolar disorder. John also has bipolar disorder as well. So you see a woman out on the corner with a sign, need dog food, need money, hungry, and you make up stories in your head about her, right? Deb's story is she lived just like us for years and years, 22 years. She raised her kids. She has 3 children. She was diagnosed with cancer. And while she was in the hospital, her husband, actually she came home from the hospital, and when she came home, her husband went in for a heart attack. And her husband died within a month of her fighting cancer, getting out of the hospital with cancer. And within a month after that, she had so many medical bills, they weren't prepared financially. And within a month after that, she was homeless. She's been homeless for 3.5 years, you guys. She's 61 years old. And it's not easy on the street. She's now engaged to John. And John, like I said, has been homeless for over 25 years. They recently were donated a little small one-man camper that isn't in the greatest condition. And right now that camper is broken down in the Walmart parking lot here in my town. So I visited and we had a short talk. What you will see is some snippets of me sitting in their camper talking to them. And my kids were there with me so they could hear all of it. It was very safe. We were in a well-populated area. And Deb and John were lovely, to be quite honest with you. We will be feeding them for Thanksgiving and hoping to keep up with them and seeing where I can help. Now, I don't show you this to shame you, like I said. I don't show you this to judge you. I don't show you this to should you. I show you this just to challenge those stories that are in your head. When you see somebody, whether they're homeless or not, and you begin to make up a story in your head about why they're there or what happened before or that they don't want to work or whatever it is, just challenge it. Just be curious about it. Be mindful. Notice the stories that you make up about other people. I'm pretty convinced that if we started to notice the stories that we make up about other people, we'd start to change those stories, or we'd stop making stories up at all. We'd just start to see the human behind the eyes, the human behind the sign on the corner of the street. So listen, please don't judge, have an open heart, and then set your intentions. my intentions are to be mindful of the stories that I create in my head about other people. Because even though I've been on this journey for a few years, I still do it, you guys. I'm still human as well. But I'm starting to notice the stories a little bit more. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow on Thanksgiving. Bye-bye. So, where do you find your happiness?
You gotta find it in your
husband.
heart. You gotta find it in your heart first.
Yeah.
You gotta find it in your mind.
That's
If
really
you
hard
can't
to
give it to yourself, don't bother giving it to anybody else, because it starts within.
Love that.
It's
Love
like ground your feet. Don't let anybody push you down the road unless you want to go down Just
the road.
because you're sitting in your car and you see too many people flying signs that are asking for help, don't roll your window down and say, "Get a job!" Ask them what they really need. They might cry on your shoulder. You'd be surprised. More
What
money,
about
so
your family?
My family's all dead except for my kids.
Your kids, and they live in California?
Yeah.
Do they know the
I've got one
situation
daughter
you're
that's
in?
dead. I have one daughter that's dead. I lost her to drugs. But I still have 3 living children, and I don't know where my last one is. My youngest, I have no idea where he's at. My husband and I both think he's in prison because he got himself into some trouble. I told you about he had to go to program and this and that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
you had a home that you raised your children in.
Yes, all my life. All my life. I have been on my own since I was 13. And I married when I was 14, and Michelle was born just before my 15th birthday in March. So I've gone through 3 marriages. All 3 of my husbands are dead. And, well, the first 2.
I'm not
Hurrah.
dead yet.
You're not a husband yet either.
No,
That's right.
might
But-
just say fiance. That way I stay alive.
That's right. That's right.
But hey,
I have lived the other
out
side.
happens in 3 strikes.
I
She's
have
had
the
her
other
3
side.
strikes.
I have. And every single one, I had my own business. I'm a licensed cosmetologist.
Wow.
I've done all that. I've had everything. I used to drive truck too, so I've done a lot.
What was the catalyst? What
When I got cancer.
when you got cancer?
When I got cancer, everything came to a screeching halt. My husband, he stood by me 100% at the time. And when I went in one day with a heart attack, and I was told while I was in the hospital that he just dropped dead. That was the end of it. 22 years gone.
You've
The
been married
whole
for
bottom
22 years.
had dropped out of my world.
And so then you had
Everything.
all these medical bills because you had cancer.
I had medical bills. I had my own health to worry about. I had the burial for him that I had to worry about. I lost everything right down to my skivvies. Everything. And within a month, I was homeless after marriage. So I started out
Yeah,
with
when I
an
met
open
Debbie,
mind.
she had a bag of paperwork, and that was
That's
it.
my intentions, is just be here for them.
As a society,
them
how
happy.
can we help?
How can we help? Don't look at the homeless as such, God forbids, sake and just a waste of life. They aren't. There's a lot of people out there that actually do have goals and actually do have good intentions, but the no's get to you.
Yeah.